ביאור משנה ד'. Explanation for משנה ד'. אמר רבי שמעון, מה בין שקלים לחטאת? It says, why do we see a difference between the rules for shekel than the rules for chatat? That the wood, where's the difference? מה טעמם של בית הלל בעניין המכנס מעות? בית הלל says, when you have a saving account bag, ששנינו משנה הקודמת, שאם אמר, הרי אלו לשקלי. So בית הלל says like this. He says, this is for my shekel. סוברים הם שמותרן לחולין. They hold that this is for the shekel. He says, the rest is חולין. ואם אמר, הרי אלו לחטאת, and according to בית הלל, if they say, this is for sin offering, they admit to Beit Shammai that they need to go to charity. What's the difference? Should be the same thing? If you admit? He says the same word. Harei elu, harei elu. Harei elu, harei elu. Same thing. So he says, if they say harei elu leshikli, it goes according to Beit Hillel, they can take the money for themselves. But if they say harei elu lechatat, they admit it goes to Beit HaMikdash. What's the difference? Exactly the same thing. So in other words, we need to find a difference between shkalim and chatat, according to Beit Hillel, it looks like. Let's look. So it says, shkalim, because shkalim, yesh lahem kitzvah. Because shkalim, you know the amount. There is a certain amount that you need to give. שנאמר, העשיר לא ירבה והדל לא ימעיט. Because when it comes to shkalim, it says specific amount. So in other words, after you say, avi shkalim, from elu shkalim, that's it. After you have the shekel, in your mind, everything belongs to me. But chatat, you can bring a fat one, you can bring a small one, you can bring anyone, you can bring any chatat you want. So therefore, the rest goes to the temple. See? בית הלל. Yep. שקלים יש להם קצבה, שנאמר, העשיר לא ירבה והדל לא ימעיט. It says, you should not give more or less from half a shekel. הילקח, אנו אומרים שבוודאי לא התכוון להקדיש אלא מה שצריך לשקלו. So the saving account is only for the shekel.
Okay, and I wonder even if you come to temple and you say, I want to, usually מחצית shekel, I want to give you guys 100 shekel.
You can't. They will take it. But you say, here, this half shekel is for the Moedot, the rest will take for Bedek Habayit.
Yeah. But you can't give more than...
You can't. That's it. You can't. וחטאת אין לה קצבה, but the sin offering doesn't have a limit. There's no specific price. יש קונה חטאת בדמים מועטים, some pay for small little חטאת, sin offering, ויש קונה חטאת בדמים מרובים, some buys the biggest bull, he can pay $20,000 for a bull. You know? לפיכך, כל המעות שכינס חלה עליהם קדושה. Therefore, all the money that you brought are becoming holy. There's some bulls for 500 and some bulls for 25,000 you can pay. You know? וקונה מהם בהמה לחטאת, כפי מה שימצא, and he buys according to what's in the market available. והמותר נדבה להקדש. In other words, he buys the most money he can buy from this נדבה, and the rest goes for the הקדש. רבי יהודה אומר, רבי יהודה says, אף לשקלים. So this is, it looks like the חכמים. רבי יהודה disagrees. He says, אף לשקלים אין להם קצבה. He says, often for שקלים, there's no limit. What do you mean? אמנם אין שוקלים פחות מחצי השקל שהיה בימי משה רבנו. It says, it's true that you don't give less than the half shekel that was the amount of silver weight that was in the days of משה רבנו. אבל היו זמנים שהיו שוקלים יותר מחצי שקל. But we see, there were times that they gave more silver dollars, more than half a shekel. When? כשעלו ישראל מן הגולה. When the Jewish people came from Babylon, their half shekel in Babylon was much bigger than the half a shekel of Eretz Israel. And the people who gave from that half a shekel needed to give half a shekel. It might have been much more. Exactly, they gave you $50 instead of half shekel like we do over here. Half silver dollar is much more. The coin is bigger. The coin is bigger, it has more weight. מגלות בבל, הם היו שוקלים דרכונות. They used to weigh the דרכון. הדרכון הוא מטבע פרסי, it's a Persian coin, של זהב, ששוויו 2 סלעים. It is 2 סלע, or 4 שקלים. In other words, you give 8 times more. Yeah? 8 times more that was they gave. וכבר נזכר לעיל, and we already mentioned, חזרו לשקול סלעים, לאחר זמן התחילו לשקול סלעים, הסלע 2 שקלים. They exchanged the seller to 2 shekels. אחר כך חזרו לשאול טבעין, חצאי סלעים. And then they returned to do half a seller. והם השקלים של המשנה ששוויים כמחצית השקל שבתורה. So a shekel of the Mishnah is half a shekel of the Torah. So don't get confused. A shekel of the Mishnah is half a shekel of the Torah. וביקשו לשקול דינרים, and they wanted to לשקול a dinar, בנוסח המשנה שבירושלמי, in the ירושלמי it says, וכן במשניות שבבבלי, in the משניות of the בבלי, מוסיפים כאן, ולא קיבלו מהן, and did not receive מהם. When they say, hey, if this is half a shekel, we give you only half a shekel, because that's what it's worth. Yeah? It says, and he didn't receive from them. כלומר, שבית הדין לא הסכימו לקבל דינרים, they didn't accept it. שאסור להפחית ממחצית השקל של תורה. In other words, less than half a shekel of a Torah, you cannot give. But more than half a shekel of Torah, you are allowed to give. If it has the silver word. You're not allowed to give less, but to give more, you're allowed. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, since it ain't no kitzvah, it can be, if I bring a coin from, I don't know, from Mamlechet Zimbabwe, and that half a silver costs $5,000, I don't care. Half a silver I can give from that, it's allowed, and that's what it is. והדינר הוא חצי השקל של משנה, and the dinar is half the shekel of the Mishnah, which is half of the Torah. היינו רבע השקל של Torah. It is a quarter of the Torah. יש מפרשים, there are those who explains, שמתחילה כשעלו ישראל מן הגולה, that in the beginning when the Jewish people came from Babel, הואיל והעם היה מועט, והוצאות המקדש היו מרובות. Since the nation was like we said yesterday, was 40,000, and it was an enormous amount to keep up the upkeep of the Beit HaMikdash, לפיכך שקלו דרכונות שלמים. Therefore it says, guys, we're going to take more. Yeah, because otherwise we cannot run the show. ולאחר שנתרבו, but after more and more people came, they became many, שקלו סלעים שלמים. They started to weigh the entire seller. עד שלבסוף חזרו לשקול כמצוות התורה. Until slowly, they started to go. In the beginning, they paid 4 times, then twice as much, and then the regular amount. Yeah, because they had enough money. היינו, in other words, the taxes go down according to the populace. Unlike America. America, it goes up no matter what. היינו, טבעים, they had coins, ששוויים כמחצית השקל שבתורה. That it was exactly the same silver that's in the Torah. ברם, כשרצו לשקול פחות מכן, but when they started to, there were so many people, they didn't even need that much, they wanted to give less than that, לא קיבלו מהם. It says, no. Less than half a shekel of the Torah, we're not going to take. Only more. שאין שוקלים פחות ממחצית השקל של התורה. That you're going to give less than half a shekel of the Torah. ויש מפרשים, there are other commentaries that used to say, שהיו נותנים מחצית המטבע של אותו זמן. What we do over here, that they used to give half the coin of that time. כלומר, שבזמן שהמטבע עובר לסוחר היה דרכון, that at the time they used to use דרכון in ארץ ישראל, היה כל אחד שקל מחצית דרכון. Everybody used to give half the coin that was used. וכשנתבטל הדרכון, והמטבע עובר לסוחר היה הסלע, and then somebody got conquered and they used different coins, so they used that coin, whatever it is, the סלע. שקל כל אחד חצי סלע, and then everybody gave half a סלע. And the darkon was twice as much as the seller. So now you're giving, or 4 times as much as the time of the Torah. ברם, בזמן שהתחילו להשתמש בטבעים, at the time they started to use those coins, שהיו צריכים לשקול טבעים שלמים, that they need to use a whole coin, לפי שהטבע שוויון כמחצית השקל בתורה. The טבע is 50 cents. Yeah? אין שוקלים פחות מחצי שקל של תורה. Then you cannot give less than half a shekel of the Torah. מכאן גם פוסק הרמב"ם, and let's look at the Rambam, what does the Rambam says? מחצית השקל, so when you give the half a shekel, מצוותה שייתן מחצית המטבע של אותו הזמן. You have to give the half coin of that time. I wonder if today it even counts. I don't think it counts today. The coin doesn't have value today. I don't care if it's nothing. It's like a check. It's paper. It doesn't have value. But if you give silver coin, half a silver coin, then it's good. And I think it's more than the coins they had then, because half a silver coin is big. It's more silver content than they had in the time of the Torah, I think. אפילו היה מטבע גדול ממשקל הקודש, but he says, even if the coin was bigger than the time of the Torah, לעולם אינו שוקל פחות מחצי השקל. So he's allowed to give more, but not less than half a shekel of the Torah, שהיה בימי משה רבנו, שהוא משקלו 160 שעורה. You want to know how much silver it is? 160 שעורה, whatever, let's say grams. Yeah, whatever שעורה is. Yeah, 160 grams. It has to be at least 160 grams. It can be more. It can be a million grams if you have such a coin. Yeah, or half a coin of a million grams, whatever it is. But it has to be at least 160 grams. Okay? מכל מקום מוכיח מכאן רבי יהודה. Nevertheless, what's the whole spiel over here? We got from Rabbi Yehuda, שאף לשקלים אין קצבה. So it comes that even to shkalim, there's no measurement. So if you bring more, because tomorrow somebody can conquer you, and the coin will change, and that will be the coin, and then you will have to bring it. Okay. אמר רבי שמעון says, אף על פי כן יד כולן שווה. He says, nevertheless, everything is going to be equal. בכל זמן היו כולם נותנים אותו מטבע בתור מחצית השקל. בין עשיר ובין דל. It says, nevertheless, what do I care? At the time that you have it, once you have the coin, you know the coin. You can't go... נמצא שיש לשקלים קצבה. In other words, there is a measurement. You're talking potential, I agree with you. In potential, there's no measurement. But actually, there's a measurement. Actually, there's a measurement. So therefore, Rabbi Shimon disagrees with Rabbi Yehuda. אבל חטאת, but it says, sin offering, that's truly no measurement. You can find bulls for $5, you can find bulls for $50,000. No, you can find $5, but... אבל חטאת, קורבן חטאת, זה מביא בסלע, וזה מביא ב2, וזה מביא ב3. In קורבן חטאת, you see the different prices, can be 3 times as much. כל אחד יכול להביא חטאת בכמה שירצה. Anybody can bring sin offering as much as he wants. והרי שאין לה קצבה. From here we know that חטאת sin offering doesn't have a measurement. הילקח מותר המעות שכינס אדם לחטאת, קודש הוא. So therefore the money that a person brings for sin offering, this is holy, all the money is holy. ויפול לתיבות שמעותו מלא לא נלווה. So therefore you will buy the biggest bull you can from it, and the rest you will give to the temple.